I've had a couple of questions about GoGuardian lately, so I just wanted to cover a couple things. And with elementary getting it soon, I just wanted to have a video that people could reference for how to get started with it. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is how to import your classes. I have several classes in here. My regular Algebra 1 classes, my Aware, which changes all the time, my normal cat time. This is checking GoGuardian. On a regular basis at the beginning of the year, I had a lot of kids who weren't showing up, so I set up a class just to check it out and see if I could see them. So what I'm going to show you first is how to add a classroom, which you can do this through your Gmail account and your Google Classroom. What I would recommend is if you don't have GoGuardian yet, I would go ahead and get your students loaded in Google Classroom, because when you do that, all you have to do is type in what they are. So I'm going to use my Scholar Bowl classroom. This is how I contact my kids for Scholar Bowl, is through Google Classroom. We're going to call it Other. And I don't put a default scene on anything, but you can, if you never want your kids to access YouTube or something like that, you can put a default on there. And then you can change the color of it based on what class it is, so that they all are different. Or if you teach, like I teach 4 Algebra 1 classes, so all of those are the same color. And then you add from Google Classroom. So from Google Classroom, you have to log in with your school Gmail account, and you have to allow it access for it to work. And it wants me to choose a classroom, so I'm going to choose Scholar Bowl. So notice these are already in there. It says import complete because they're all already there. So I'm going to choose Scholar Bowl. This is what I do with all of my regular classes, is you can set it up to have a reoccurring weekly schedule. I could go ahead and say that we meet second period of the day every single day, but that's not true. Well, we do meet second period of the day if it's a regular class, but Wednesday the time will be different because of our 2 o'clock release. So you can do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, but to be able to do each day individually, you go to advanced scheduling, and we're going to set up a schedule for every day of the week, the work week, the school week, and you change those dates to the times that you have them in class. So second period is the example that I said. So it starts at 8:15, ends at 9 o'clock. Starts at 8:15, ends at 9 o'clock, all the way through. And then on Wednesday, second period starts at 8:15 but ends at 8:51. So 8:15, oops, I put the 51, sorry. 8:15 and ends at 8:51. And you do this one time, and you never have to start or end a session when you do this. So if I add the schedule, all I have to do is sync students. So if you have a student who moves in, you can always go back here and resync your students. And whenever you do that, anybody who wasn't already there is going to show up. So they're here. When I go to all of my classes, they show up right here. And I don't ever have to start a session. I can start a session if I need to for some reason, like a 12:45 day, because I don't have that saved in my auto schedule. I do start sessions if we're doing something that I feel like I need to be able to see or go back to what they were doing. And you can start a session at any time. You can also exclude students. So if you have students who aren't in the room, or if they're still testing somewhere else or something like that, you can choose what students you don't want to put in there, or maybe you have them working on a different assignment, I don't know. And they won't have the scene that the rest of the kids are doing, or they just won't be on your list, which isn't a big deal if they are. So you can put a scene on them if you want to, create a scene. But yeah, that's it. That's how you create a class and how you set up the schedule so that it automatically starts the session Monday through Friday.